And now we start in the Hall of the Mountain King. Dun 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 dun. Welcome to Hello, I am Clutch, where I am so excited because today I am here in Lookout Mountain, Georgia to finally go to one of my bucket list attractions, Rock City. Now, if you've never heard of Rock City before, this is one of the most classic old attractions there is. It's almost 100 years old, and the big thing about this is you get to walk through these old geological formations. It's like an outdoor nature kind of hike, but with very interesting things like you get to go through big rocks, you get to go over fun bridges, and you get some apparently incredible views. But one of the things I'm looking forward to the most is going through the Fairyland Gardens. Now, the Fairyland Gardens basically is walking through kind of some blacklit fairy tale scenes, and it kind of feels like a dark ride before dark rides. It's a walkthrough experience, and it is something that I've just, ever since I saw that among all the other fun things here, I've been so excited to check this out. So today, I'm taking you all around Rock City with me. We're going to see all the amazing geological things. We're going to try to squeeze through some tight spaces, and we're going to see these wonderful Fairyland Gardens. So please, follow me. So this entrance that I'm at right here is actually not the entrance today. I believe, as far as I understand, this is the original entrance. I just really like this gate, thought it was a fun place to start. I think we might actually walk past this at some point as part of the experience. But like you can see, there's a fun little gate up here that says Fairyland, and that would be a way to get back in there. And I just love this this little kind of, it's just very theme parky, which is really great. And some name that we might see a whole bunch is a Garnet, and I believe it's Frida Carter, who made this originally, again in the 30s, in the 1930s, which is amazing. But something that I think is kind of fun over here is, if you know Rock City, one of the kitschy things about it is when they used to advertise, it used to be on barns and signs everywhere. It said, "See Rock City." You see it everywhere around the region. And so here's a birdhouse that represents that, and I think we're gonna see things like that throughout, and in the gift shop eventually, gonna have a whole bunch of great See Rock City things. And I just like that old nature of just trying to bring you in to an attraction like this. So anyway, let's go to the main stuff. So here's some of your prices for you at Rock City. Now, if you come up to the actual gate, it's $43 for an adult, $33 for a child, and they have some other kind of passes and things. But if you buy online in advance, it's dynamic pricing, so it's definitely cheaper to buy in advance, and it'll be a little different based on what time you decide to arrive. So while it is these prices at the door, definitely go online in advance and try to get your tickets beforehand, because it will for sure, like for me doing this, I think was around $34 to show up at when they opened first thing. And here's a nice little cute map of the gardens. Now, they've recently, my understanding, rebranded, and now it used to be, I don't know what it used to be, because this is my first time here. So they have these different, as they say, trails you can go on, but I think you're really kind of just doing all of them as you go through. So it looks like you start with the Grand Cooridor, which is this green thing right here. We're gonna go around and do that. And then I guess we go to the purple. Purple does stuff, and you get to see some great views. And then you go to the yellow, which is, I guess, the Hall of the Mountain King trail, goes around here, to the red, which is the Fairytale Caverns at the end. So definitely stick around to watch us go through that, because again, that's kind of, while everything here I'm excited for, that's the part that I think I'm the most excited for. But this little animated map is just, it's just fantastic. So we just got in, and just this is the first little kind of display here. It's just something I didn't say earlier. A big thing about this place is it's full of gnomes. There are gnomes everywhere. It's part of the marketing, the branding. So a big thing with the Fairyland Caverns that we'll see later is all these gnomes. So just letting you know, these are not the last gnomes we're gonna see today. And now we arrive at the entry place. There's a bunch of shops here. There's actually some, I think, restaurants here. It's very cute. I think we're gonna end up back here to be as well. I'm here kind of in the fall season, so I got this big pumpkin guy, but I love this restaurant over here. This is the Smoking Gnome National Pork. That is a fantastic Clutch style joke. The Rock City is already knocking it out of the park. They have something here called the Gnome Quest. And I guess there's different levels of difficulty. And I guess if you find all the gnomes, maybe, you get a grand prize at the end. So that seems fun. And we have entered Rock City. Is this Rock City? Yeah, this is Rock City. This is the start of Rock City. So you went past the first part and then you start with just an adorable little trail. And we're going to stay on the trail because that's what it says to do. And we like following signs, but this is already great. It's just, again, it starts like being in nature, and I love hikes, but other fun things in a similar fashion. And so you get a nice waterfall. It's immediately just gorgeous. But something I know is that a lot of the special like things that they have here have signs to tell you exactly what it is as you walk through it. So we're here right as it opens, so I think it's a little bit slow right now. That waterfall is beautiful. It's loud. So we're starting here with what's known as the Grand Corridor. There's a little sign right here, but if you look up, there's a bridge right up there, which is really cool. So again, you get right nice and close to the rocks, and this, while tight, is definitely not the tightest corridor we're gonna have right now. This one just happens to be a little bit grand. And as we like to say on Hello, I'm Clutch, always read the plaque, and this one says, let no one say, and say it to your shame, that all was beauty here until you came. Which essentially means, leave it as you see it. As we're continuing, got just another really cool like bridge archway thing here, and like the rocks are just awesome to begin with. I can see there's lots of lights on the trees, so I know they have like a light thing I think later in the year that like really lights this place up at night. That would be really cool, but just walking through this is just really cool. This is, it's almost, again, I know I compare a lot of things to theme parks and amusement parks, but it's like almost like walking through a really immersive line. You can actually see people all the way up there already, so that probably means we're gonna be up there at some point. That's gonna be exciting. So as you're walking through this Grand Corridor, sometimes when you look to your left or your right, you get these amazing kind of like tunnels, like these corridors to look down. And it's really neat to see down them because you never know exactly what's gonna be there. It's usually trees. There's a nice little sign here that I'm not going to read you everything from every sign, at least get in the shot so you can read it, but basically it was in the late 1920s that founders Garnett and Frida Carter began to develop this experience. And it did open on May 31st, 1932. So again, this thing has been open close to 100 years. And it's just, that history alone just makes this place already amazing. So we're at our first like real fun squeezy part known as the Needle's Eye. So we have to start by walking through this thing right here. This is not the tightest thing we go through today, but it is the first tight thing we go through today. So here we go. Let's see how much sideways I need to do. Oh, this is tight. They don't warn you about this, which is kind of funny that like you just start and they don't tell you that this is gonna happen. This isn't too bad. It's very level on the ground, but it is definitely tight. I didn't think about the fact that I shouldn't have worn anything. I didn't want scraped against the side of rocks today. But it's too late now. It's too late now. Let's see here. And I'm gonna keep going through here. And let's see. Okay, here we go. And almost through and starting to open up again. And we've made it. We can breathe again and unclench. Whew, a lot more open now. This is great. So now it's just a little open, going through a little bit more. We got, again, some more signs telling you about what is a snag? Why does it matter? Have fun reading. Here, I'll zoom for you. And education. Coming up to this little kind of overlook area. I don't think there's too much in here. From me watching other videos, I believe they might have used to have like deer over here that they would display. But as I pointed out earlier, and I'm pointing out right now, there's a gnome, and he seems to be gnome alone. And here we have what is lovingly known as Mushroom Rock. Again, I love that they have kind of the very permanent signs on the top to help you see like what are these special geological formations, or what are they called, what do they name them. Like we just saw Needle's Eye, Mushroom Rock. You're gonna see plenty more of these things. Again, something I have seen from other videos is this apparently used to be known as Balancing Rock, but then they renamed it to Mushroom Rock when they discovered a different rock that I think we'll see later that is a much stronger balancing rock. So, fun balancing rock coming in the future. Future spoilers. And we've arrived at the Gnomes Overpass. Now, if this Gnomes Overpass looks a little bit familiar, first of all, before I say it looks familiar, I like just the rocks and stuff, but the Gnome Overpass might look familiar because if you look down, that's where we were. We were down there, do you remember? Do you remember when we were there like 5 minutes ago? You can actually see people all the way up there already. So, that probably means we're gonna be up there at some point. And now we're back up here. And we're walking along, and we're singing a song. I'm not singing a song you don't want to hear me sing. I mean, just look at this view. This is adorable. You got this random red door. Obviously, there's nothing, it's not like going into a building or anything. And I just find it adorable the way they have this. And now, of course, we're right at the Goblin's Underpass. This is kind of neat. You get to go in this little tunnel. There's some like cool colors in there. Little driving wife up ahead there. Thanks, driving wife. This is this is adorable. I love this. Again, it feels like a little bit like you're going through like the queue of a ride, which I think is fun. We got something that wife pointed out. You can look up. Oh yeah, I mean you can kind of see outside a little bit there. That's cool. I like this. This is just, I don't know. This is comfy. This is comfy cozy. And there's like these, yeah, there's these fun little like things, little glass in the walls there. That's awesome. This is awesome. Like that's what I love about this whole place, about Rock City in general, is just that it is like individual kind of, what's the word, like fun little moments, lots of different moments that happen in this, and and I like the linear nature of it as well. So this is fantastic. Outside of that Goblin Underpass, we come to this beautiful kind of little overpass. Like there's lights here, so at night it would be really quite nice, like with all the lights here. But it's just gorgeous. We also got a really great day, but it is really nice out here. It's just serene. They have music playing in the background, really kind of sets the mood. And just these rock-way paths. I mean, I can't believe these were naturally here when they found this place. I love this little building here with just all the stones and the stone roof. It's a stone roof that gets me. But I like at the top it says, perch. It just, yeah, there's a perch up there. But another like just, again, with those See Rock City signs, I love that they have a little overlay to the hand sanitizer. It's just wonderful. And we've come to the first part where we can make a small decision. So you can either go on the swing along bridge, which you'll see because I'm going to do that, or the stone bridge, which is definitely more stable, and they all take you to the same place. So it's the one time we have a choice. So we're going to go this way to swing along. But right before we get to that, there's actually just down here, if you want to take a second to go check out Shelter Rock. And I believe they called that because this rock functions as a shelter. Alright, it is quite bright with the sun in its current position, but that says swing along bridge right there. And here's the bridge, and it just swings along, as you can see. So it looks relatively stable. I'm going to hold on really tight to the camera right now. I mean, usually when I'm on bridges, I got to be very careful because I'm just holding my camera. But it's stable. It's stable enough. I mean, you definitely feel the motion, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But I do want to get just far enough because we're going to have something pretty amazing. So check this out. Look at that view. That is an insane view of the Tennessee countryside. That is something special. So if this bridge is a little too much for you, again, across the way, that other choice, there's that stone bridge, much more stable, much less swingy. But this, I mean, you get kind of the same views from both. But what's fun over here is you can kind of see down. You can see we got some more gnome friends down here. Just up here, we got some more gnome friends over here. And it's just, there's a little bit more bridge, so it actually kind of becomes like stable in the middle for a second here. So if like this is too hard, you do get a moment of reprieve, but then once again, you get that incredible view out there. That is, you are seeing really far. And something actually I have not fully mentioned yet that we're gonna get is there's a very fun spot where you can theoretically see 7 different states coming up. And so I'll show you that when we get to it in just a moment. And then it looks like we go this way next. And again, we get an amazing view with a cool kind of eagle statue over here, but then you get this amazing view right here. Look at this. So this over here is Lover's Leap. We're gonna be over there literally in just a moment, but like if you look over the side just a little, you can kind of hear, you can't really see it, but there's, I think, there's a waterfall going down over here. And so you get quite an amazing view from this area. But that is, I know the sun's really kind of hitting it hard right now, but like what you're seeing is fantastic. So this sign in particular is really important. This is a See Rock City, and it tells you all about how, since Rock City was like basically kind of, you wouldn't go past it by accident, how did you get it so the public knew about it? And that's where they came up with the idea of putting like essentially what is as they say, it made Rock City more famous than even itself by having all the barns that say like Sea Rock City, all the signs that say Sea Rock City. So you can see, said by the 1950s, this was painted on over 900 barns from Michigan to Texas to Florida. And it was such a famous thing, and you'll see it so much. But what's really neat is actually behind here, way in the distance, let's see how well we can see it, they have one of those old barns still. It's really hard to see because way out there, but it says right there, one of the old barns that say Sea Rock City. So if you were ever around in kind of this region of the country and you saw signs that say Sea Rock City or barns that said Rock City on them, it was referring to this place. And I think, again, that level of history about this is just, it's unbelievable. And again, I've known about this kind of in the back of my head for a long time. I even saw it in one of my Meow Wolf videos where they referenced it at the Houston Meow Wolf. And just the fact that I'm here now and getting this view, getting to go around Rock City is just, it's very special. And the fact that you're with me, thank you for being here. So here's the top of that waterfall, and if you look down, oh boy, that is really far. I'm holding on my camera real tight here. That'd be a plunge, or a lover's leap, if you will. So now looking off a lover's leap, getting that amazing view. We're gonna be down there, I believe, eventually, but if you look, this platform, there's nothing below that platform. That is a freaky, and it is not even Friday. And here's that famous sign I was talking about where it says you can see 7 states from here. This is one of the more kind of famous signs here, but we are obviously standing in Georgia, but you can see Tennessee is just half a mile that way, then Kentucky and Virginia, 120 miles all the way over there. Again, it would have to be a very, very clear day to see that. Then you got North Carolina and South Carolina out that way. Georgia, all of Georgia. And then I guess Alabama is about 25 miles that away. But the idea that you can see 7 states from here is really fun, but just the sign itself is glorious. And near the top of that 7 states overlook is this wonderful little plaque about Frida and Garnett Carter. It says Rock City was their dream, May 21st, 1932. I'm assuming that's when this place opened. It says dedicated on the 45th anniversary of Rock City Garden, which again, 45th anniversary was in 1977. It tells you just how much history this place has. So again, always read that plaque. So we were just up there where you saw the 7 states look at, and you got another little kind of platform right here. Again, same view essentially, but they got, what's nice is all the binocular things. These look like they cost a little extra, but what I like about this pavilion is they got the flags from all 7 states that you're able to see from this. So you have them all here, and then if you look on the ground here, there's also a map that helps you kind of understand where are you in relation to everything. So we're kind of like right there. And this is how you can see all the different states. So at this point, we're about I would say 35, 40 minutes into walking through, and we're going at a relatively leisurely pace, but then at this point they have a cafe and a terrace, so they got kind of this area here where I guess you could already get some gifts if you want to, but also if you're hungry, if you're here during lunchtime, I think they got snacks, they got sips, they got a lot of good stuff here. So you don't have to wait till you're all the way back at the front to get something to eat if you're hungry in the middle of Rock City. So just to give you a little bit of an update of what we've done so far, currently we are, so far we've done technically what is the Grand Corridor Trail and the Bridges Trail. So we did, again, all that green and then that purple to get here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the Hall of the Mountain King, words are hard, and then the Fairyland Caverns. So what's really fun is now we're gonna go down, do all this yellow, it goes around, it goes kind of through things, a lot more fun geological formations and such, and then the Fairyland Caverns. I love that we kind of conclude with what I am most excited about, because everything so far has been amazing, but there's still so much more fun to come. Continuing our tour, we got this cute little sign here, so Rock City Gardens. It tells you when you're here, so to let you know when I filmed this, who knows when this is actually coming out. I'm here in August of 2025, and I guess they changed that to help you. Now, over here they also have this cute little kind of, just like more gift shop stuff, little stuff over there. And it looks like kind of a pavilion, maybe for events, but I like the roof of this thing. Again, it's like the barns. Instead of Sea Rock City, it says, if you look right up there, it says see more Rock City, because that's what we're gonna do next. And now we start in the Hall of the Mountain King, but it got another fun door, but they also got this cute little gnome door. But anyway, in the Hall of the Mountain King. Dun 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, I had no idea this was gonna be here, but guys, I'm very excited to present to you everybody. It is the 8th wonder of the world, the backside of the Stone Bridge. Got another great door here as we continue into the Hall of the Mountain King Trail. And here we go. This is Fat Man Squeeze down here. I'm gonna try to watch my steps, but yeah, so down here is what's known as Fat Man Squeeze. We're gonna see how much we can squeeze through it in just a sec here. Okay, made it to the bottom of the stairs for the Fat Man Squeeze. Wife is ahead of me already. We're gonna see how, I'm probably gonna have to go sideways, but I want to be with me for the whole time. Okay, so this is the Fat Man Squeeze, and it definitely, it's like the Needle's Eye. I feel like it's not too much more. It is tight.
It's tight.
It's tight, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Because I don't want to say a fat man. I'm not a small man. I'm a regular sized man. And I was able to squeeze. There is some interesting angles here. So get ready to kind of like scrape a little bit. We're almost through the fat man. I'm like Augustus Gloop. So this is neat. Now we're kind of, it's not the Fairyland Caverns yet, still got a ways to go, but we're like in some kind of under rock cavern things here, and I just love this. I love that it's kind of like in caves a little bit. They got some fun lighting. You definitely have to watch your head a little bit as you're coming through. They kind of make a little divot for your head so that you don't bang it too much. But this is fun. It's one of those things where like you don't know what's going to be around the next corner, and that's what just makes it wonderful, because what's around this corner? More beauty and serenity. This is pretty great. But like, yeah, if you turn around actually, I think, yeah, look at that. Look, this is a really fun kind of bridge here. I think we might be there eventually. I'm not 100% sure. If we're there, you'll see it with me. So I think this might be the new bouncing rock of Rock City. The new bouncing rock. It's been there probably a while. I think we get a better view. What?
New Balance.
New Balance. New Balance Rock. It's sponsored, apparently. But I think we get a better view over there in a second, but now we get to go through this fun, wonderful door. This is like Labyrinth from the movie Labyrinth. But anyway, I like this tunnel. This is, again, these fun tunnels we go through have just been awesome to me, because again, you don't know what's going to be on the side of them. It looks like this is going to be taking us to something known as Observation Point. I'm assuming we're going to get to observe some sort of point. Yep, look at that. And once again, we get that amazing, amazing view of the Tennessee. Tennessee? You know, there's 7 states. I might be seeing Kentucky, I might be seeing Virginia. It's really hard to know. And while I have this amazing view, I realize I didn't do it before, so I pretty much just have to go do it now. Okay.
Wait, where are the dinosaurs?
They're long gone.
Oh.
Well, look, we spotted another gnome. He's on a rock, and I don't have a good pun for that one. So, Gnome Alone 2, Lost in Rock City. So, given this is called Observation Point, I did want to observe something and then point. So, So something you actually can't observe from Observation Point is they got that fun platform we saw earlier. So remember, there's Lover's Leap up there. We were up there before. Now there's that platform going over the side. But before we actually get there, we get to go down here. And there's something kind of cool in here. What do you think is going to be in here, everybody? Did you think it was going to be the Rainbow Hall? Well, if you guessed that, you would be correct. That's amazing that you guessed that. Anyway, so what's neat here is they got these little windows with different colors and some stained glass on it, and it just makes the different colors. So you got your Roy G. Biv going on, and the Biv is farther down. Yeah, there's the Biv as we keep going, and I just think that's great. Like, look at these things. This is really fantastic and fun, and I just think it's cool that they decided to do that simplistic thing. Putting the glass there in the tunnel just gives it that little extra oomph. And outside of the Rainbow's Hall, you get a really good view of that thing right there, that platform. That's kind of scary because, again, there's nothing below it. It's definitely obviously pretty strong. But then over here you get this really good, great view of Lover's Leap. So you also can see that waterfall a lot better at this point. You see, we were up there. I like how much it crosses over itself in this entire experience. So the waterfall coming down, beautiful. Like, this is honestly, it's constantly amazing views, both like wide and far and even really close. And we still haven't even gotten to the Fairyland part yet. And now we're gonna enter the Undercliff Passage. So the Undercliff Passage, I believe, takes us under the cliff. Sometimes the names are exactly what you get, and I think that's I don't know what to say about it. It's fine. It's great. I love it. This is actually really cool. The rocks on the sides of this one are like really jagged, but I like that they have the lights to help guide you. Again, nothing too complicated in this one, but we got this, look, they got like lights going now here. Changing the lights just to give you the vibes. This is wonderful. So just like constantly going in and out of these areas, like going back and forth and getting like the crisscross applesauce again, just wonderful. I love this. And you never know exactly where you're gonna be. But then if you really think about it, you'll know exactly where you're gonna be, because you can see now we're at the bouncing rocks. So we'll get a closer look at that in just a sec. And now that it's been a sec, well, you can see here, this is that view. We were over there just a moment ago. Now we're over here. So it says this is a 1,000-ton balanced rock. As other people pointed out, how did they measure the weight? Nobody knows, but like, so again, we saw mushroom rock before. That was old balanced rock. And as my wife pointed out, this is new balanced rock. So this is really cool the way, like, if you get certain angles, or exactly, you can see it's like really looks like it's being balanced very precariously. So this is a very neat like point of view that you get right here. And on the other side of balanced rock, I didn't realize if you look straight up right after it, that's the swing-along bridge right up there. So it's the 9th wonder of the world, the underside of the swing-along bridge. No specific sign for this one, but I just love that as we keep going, they have these fun entryways, like these big fun doors, these like these arches of sorts that just like keep guiding you along. Is just really fun. You just get there's such a fairy tale fantasy vibe to the whole place that obviously is going to culminate once again in the Fairyland Caverns that we're getting to soon. But now we're on that bridge. Remember, I wasn't sure if we're going to be up here because I was like, we were down there, and I said, hey, look up there. Maybe we'll be up there someday. I think we might be there eventually, and now we're up here. Isn't that great? It's wonderful. And wonderful. I was trying to say amazing and wonderful, and it became a wonderful. I'm getting way too excited. Calm down, Clutch. Calm down. Try decaf. At the end of that bridge, you kind of turn around here, but if you look inside, you get this like great cavern walk. This is amazing. Not sure the light's adjusting yet. Let's go over here and get it to adjust. So look at that. So now you're under the caverns again, and actually I think we were in this on the other side. Again, crisscrosses so much, so I think we actually saw this a little bit before. And we'll see in a sec, I think, across the way, which was the other side of Fat Man's Squeeze. And that is Strong Man's Lift. So popping back out of that for a second, because I was so excited at the view that I completely missed all the actual features of this. So this is the Hall of the Mountain King. My wife was so much more observant than me, pointed out, this is the Hall of the Mountain King, and like, they carved this awesome, like, sculpture. I don't know if it is the Mountain King, but like, this is his hall. I just went in it. Didn't even like knock on the door. I'm incredibly rude. Back in the Hall of the Mountain King, like the floor is kind of luminescent. It's really kind of neat here. But again, going back to where we saw, you know, Strong Man's Lift and Dead Man's Squeeze, I wanted to actually show you that because again, so this is the other side of Dead Man's Squeeze. You can see across the way that we went around, and yeah, this thing really circles back along itself. And I think that's why, again, why I'm enjoying it so much. It very much reminds me heavily, now that I'm thinking about it, of House on the Rock, my all-time favorite attraction. If you haven't seen that video, it's a wonderful video. I'll link that one definitely down below. But the going back in it, around itself reminds me of that place a lot. And just, like, you never know what the new angle is gonna be. You never know exactly what you're gonna see around the corner. And then it looks like over here we have not as Fat Man's Squeeze. This one's easy to go through, but I can definitely hear a waterfall. So I'm gonna talk a little loud here. So yeah, because we're, I guess, in the Hall of the Mountain King. Look at this. This is just a fantastic little area. Again, it's so fantasy-like. So one place I've never been is in Amsterdam, not in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, is Efteling, the theme park there. And I know it has a lot of fantasy vibe, and this just makes me think of that. And I've never been there, and I hope to go there someday. But I'm loving this. I love that the waterfall is falling on this like ruby encrusted rock. And this is just, they're going for full vibes here. This is, like this whole thing, everything about this is just, I'm out of adjectives. I'm out of adjectives. Someone in the comments, please leave me some new adjectives I should be using to express how much I like this place. Well, this purple hallway is neat. I think there's gonna be something around here, and then, oh my gosh, look at this. Humongous throne for the Mountain King, I would suppose. This is awesome, and they got a cute little water feature in the back over here. This is awesome. What? I did not see this in any other video, so I have no idea if this is new or not, but this is wonderful. This Another deep cut sort of reference is, if you've seen the movie Return to Oz, this reminds me, I guess unsurprisingly, is it the Gnome King? I think it's the Gnome King, but it reminds me very much of that scene with that throne. But something else that's fun, across the way is this cute little door, probably for gnomes. I love it! So I think we escaped the hall of the Mountain King, and so we're gonna go this way next. But I love that there's just this random gate, and they embellish the gate with like cute little twisty of twigs there, and just, again, they add just so much charm to this place. So this next little portion actually had us walk up this big old ramp, which is just big old ramp. But what I like about this area is there's cute little like houses, like gnome stuff and theming. There's these interesting like kind of structures. But if you listen really closely, just for a sec, you can kind of hear some music and some like sound effects, and it just, I don't know, it's like a light Dollywood vibe. And I really like that, because like you're in the forest a little bit, you're seeing some theming, and you're getting some like very calming background music, and it gives me that vibe. And just, again, this is just a random outdoor ramp at this point, and it still feels like it has that little extra charm. Got this neat little fence here at the top of those ramps that's like, it's even themed here. It's got a caterpillar, looks kind of like a turtle-y thing. Like, this is great. Like, again, there's this really fun stuff everywhere, and if you look close, there's like little stuff hiding well within it. Like, they didn't have to go this hard, but they went this hard. At this point, they're a little bit softer. This part's a little bit softer, but I think once we get back over here, yeah, there it is. It's hard again. It's hard again. Well, it seems we've accidentally stumbled into Adventureland with all the bamboo here and this bamboo-covered bridge. So, I love this. This bridge is not as like swing-along as the swing-along bridge, but it's much more bamboo, so there was no sign for what this was called, so this is officially the Adventureland Bamboo Bridge. At the end of that bridge was that little pathway we saw at the very, very beginning. There's the gates. Remember the gates at the very beginning? This is the original gate. These are those gates. So anyway, I think we're about to get now to the Fairyland Caverns in just a little bit. I think we're gonna go kind of down and around, and we'll be there in just a moment. We're finally at the Fairyland Caverns. Got this cute little kind of overpass again, Fairyland Caverns. We're going down here. So this is not the Fairyland Caverns just yet, just another fun little kind of bridge underpass situation. I don't know if there'll be anything in here other than more cooling off from the hot Georgia summer. So I love this. I love these paths. Again, we're back right under that bamboo bridge we were just at, and we're continuing just crisscross all the way around. I'm loving the way this just snakes everywhere. As we approach the Fairyland Caverns that you can see in the distance, I just wanted to point out this amazing lantern right here. There's actually some branding that says Fairyland Caverns on there. And you might be hearing behind me for a second here.
Children's stories. As you descend the steps,
yeah, there's a lady talking over the loudspeaker. They're kind of giving the history of what this all is. Here's a nice sign kind of telling you about it a little bit as well. Basically, this Frida Carter brought a bunch of like gnomes and figurines over from Germany to be part of like her heritage and show all these classic fairy tale scenes. So again, this all like predates, for the most part, Disney, just to give you that understanding before we get in here. But this entrance for Fairyland Caverns is fantastic. In fact, they got this cute little kind of German building facade here, and it is wonderful. So let's go inside and check out Fairyland Caverns. This is just adorable. And immediately you can see, you enter, it's whimsical, it's wonderful. We're entering the Diamond Corridor. We got some gnomes up there just hanging out, doing cute gnome things and gnome stuff. And I'm loving this so much. This is the part I was most excited about, and everything has been fantastic so far. I've been loving this. And this is a longer shot than I expected, but we're going straight in. And I really wanted to show you as much as I possibly can in this. Look at this. You got that guy up there. He's a swinging gnome up there. This is wonderful. It's quiet in here. Well, not with Clutch around. But it's like, you can feel that the world got a little shut out, and now you're in somewhere that's just full of wonderfulness and fantasy. It is actually quite a lot of steps down, but we got to this like kind of first landing, and you look to your right, and you can actually spot a little gnome up there, and then you look to your left, and there's another little thing, and again, we get to much more like bright lit scenes, but you got another gnome here who's doing some mine work. Oh, look at that, and you even got some gnomes if you look way up there, so like, definitely look up, look down, look left, look right. There are gnomes everywhere. The thing you gotta watch out for is make sure they do not steal your underpants. As we get to the bottom of the steps, look at this. Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, look at that hallway. That's awesome. But then again, you constantly have like little scenes to look in here. Again, like I mentioned before, you can see they're kind of brightly lit. Again, this feels very much like going through a Fantasyland dark ride. And I love the vibes that it's giving here. There's some like whimsical music in the background as you're walking through. And it's not like, it's like walking through a dark ride a little bit. And again, we've seen some little scenes, some little teases, but as far as I know, these scenes get bigger and we get a very grand display near the end of this. So, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the next thing. Okay, it looks like it might open up a little bit here. I don't know what we're gonna see, but let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, a little bit more of an open scene here. We got a gnome with like, you know, mining for things. A lot of stalactites, stalagmites. They look fabricated. I don't think these are real ones, but again, on each side you go across the way. Got another little scene over here. It almost looks like it's underwater. Now, I know it's dark in here, so it might not be picking it up super, super great, but I think you're seeing it well enough because you might be seeing it like I'm seeing it. This is just, I love this because they're not just like small, tiny scenes. They're really, really big and open. Here's another cute one, little bit hard to see through the bars just because if I zoom, we kind of, well, let's see how we do. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, they got some minecarts back there and some more gnomes. This is just really cool. Okay, now it's really becoming the full Fairyland caverns that I was expecting, where you got these big scenes. I mean, this feels straight out of Peter Pan, where like, it feels like you could put a ride here, like got the kids in bed and you look at the back. Let me get that a little bit clearer for you. You got like the fairies like going off to a castle there. That is just absolutely fantastic, these scenes. This is amazing. Like I've seen these in videos before, and so I'm telling you right now, you need to see this in person. Seeing this just like on the camera is not doing it justice. But looking across the way from there, we got another scene in here where like we're in Fairyland Caverns. You're seeing, I gotta make sure I'm not letting the bars block you there. Like another scene with like the lights, and again it just feels like dark ride scenes. I'm loving this. There's a little Dalmatian down there. The mom's reading a Little Boy Blue, the fairy tale to their kids. Oh my gosh, there's little music in the background just setting the vibe. There's so much more about to see, but this is all making Clutch so very, very happy. Oh yeah. Another little scene down here. It looks like there's like a hollow or like a something in the tree there. Just another cute little scene. Again, I've seen videos from this theme park in the Netherlands called Efteling, and it's making me think of that. So this is feeling like the walk-through American version of that. If I'm way off, let me know in the comments. But if I have to go to Efteling to see the real version of some of this stuff, you also let me know in the comments. Ooh, look at this coming in this next section. It like becomes pretty big. It's almost like a mini little village area right here. I got like, it just kind of looks like Snow White a little bit in the Seven Dwarves. Kind of, but maybe not exactly. But anyway, here we have a nice big sign of the history of Fairyland Caverns. So it's telling you all about the idea behind it, how it was built, some of the, like how the tourism boom tourism boom slowed, and this was something I guess they kind of helped create to reinvigorate people coming here in the 40s. So like, if you see that sign there, it gives you all that cool information, but this is just fantastic. So now we're definitely getting to some very obvious scenes of Fairyland. Now, again, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, when I've seen this in videos, these looked small. These are not small. These are probably like, these feel like maybe half scale. I can't exactly say, but like, obviously we have Hansel and Gretel going to the house over here, but like, this is big. Like, you can see my wife in the shot just to understand. No, I want you in the shot so you can see the comparison of like how big this actually is. These are not small. These are amazing. And here, of course, we have Rip Van Winkle. Again, this scene, again, is so hard to tell, but like, it seems like it's kind of flat, but this goes really, really far back. And I know the more I zoom in, the darker it gets, but like, this is not just like forced perspective or something. This goes back, like, I would say a good like 20, 30 feet. This is incredible. This is so much better than I even thought. Continuing the walk-through dark ride, we have a little Red Riding Hood, and you can see we got the wolf, the big bad wolf.
Yep.
yeah, Big Bad Wolf right there. We got Lumberjack, and what does it say in the back? Oh, it just says at the way top. You can kind of see a sign that says, it's hard to see it, but that says Little Red Riding Hood, in case you weren't sure exactly what this was. This is Little Red Riding Hood. Not, as it looks a little bit to me, Orange Red Riding Hood. But that's a color issue for Clutch. So I actually looked ahead just a smidge, like, here's Red Riding Hood, but I'm realizing in this hallway, there's like room. So we're gonna do this non-stop. We're gonna go a little quick here just to show you everything. Like, so here we have Jack and the Beanstalk. Look at that. It goes way up. Like, the fact that it's all underground, like in caverns, is amazing. So we got Jack and the Beanstalk there. Moving to the next one. Who do we have? This looks like the three bears. Yeah. Yes, and Goldilocks. You know, with special guest Goldilocks. There you go. And let's see what's next. This is kind of fun to find out with you. Cinderella. And again, you have to remember, this was built in like the 40s. So this all kind of predates a lot of Disney kind of stuff or versions of these things, or at least is close to that time, which makes it really kind of fun. So again, we got Cinderella over here. And then in the next one, what do we got? This is this the little old woman who lived in a shoe? It's just the old woman, according to the sign that's kind of hidden up there. The old woman who lived in a shoe. I knew her as being little. Also, to let you know, it is from a different time. You can see it's kind of, again, a little dark there, but little old woman, let's see, down there, she's spanking. She's spanking. She's disciplining. We don't know why. Anyway, we got one more here for you. We got one more in this hallway. Again, we got a lot more going on, and this is clearly Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. So you got Snow White down there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwarves, all accounted for. This again. We just walked down this whole hallway to see all this stuff and all these scenes, and there is still more to come. Oh, there's a big scary shadow of Clutch, but I want to give you this reveal because this, I believe, yep, here we go. The big one, the humongous room. This is Mother Goose Village. Look at the size of this. It's hard to tell, but we're like in a big warehouse kind of situation here. It's a lot cooler in here. Air conditioning is fantastic. So there's a lot of little scenes around this, so we'll get a closer look as we go around here, because this is just amazing. I love this. So you got the Wicked Wolf down there. You got the 3 little pigs. Like, you walk around this whole thing, again, kind of hard to see, but like, this thing is absolutely amazing. Like, the size of this is just unbelievable, this room. I'm loving this. Like, all those little scenes were great, but now to be like in this one big room like this is even more amazing. Again, the charm! There is just so much going on here. We got Mary Had a Little Lamb. We have nondescript castle town in the back. We got Ding Dong Bell. Do I know Ding Dong Bell? I don't know Ding Dong Bell. Mr. Froggy went a-courting? We're getting deep cuts here. Look at this. These are the Mr. Froggy one. I don't know that one. Okay, here's one. Hey Diddle Diddle. I know Hey Diddle Diddle. And the Cat and the Fiddle, cow jumping over the moon, everything there. 3 little kittens. They found their mittens. Okay, and we got a few little cave. Then we Lost River. That's something. I've never heard of some of these. These are deep cut fairy tales. This one is little Jack Horner. He's standing in the corner eating his Christmas pie. He put in his thumb, he pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." Jack is full of himself. Continuing around, you might be hearing in the background, they are constantly playing these little fairy tale songs and things. So like, we got Little Miss Muffet. I think she was trying to get really buff because she ate a lot of curds and whey. That's something I didn't realize till I was older. We got Rockabye Baby in the treetop, perhaps, you know, the most horrifying of all fairy tales, given how'd the baby get up there? That's insane. We got 3 blind mice who are running down the hill. These blind mice seem to be blind because they're wearing goggles that make it so it's hard to see out of that for sure. But back up there, we got Old Woman Who Lives in a Shoe, which we've seen before, so we're seeing it again. Peter Pumpkin Eater. He really, less said about Peter, the better. Jack and Jill falling down that hill. Wee Willie Winky. I love it. Little Boy Blue. Just the density of this. How much there is here is just wonderful. I think this is amazing. Again, the camera might not really be giving you the full like scale of how amazing this is, how much there is here, how we got so much. And then of course, so we got Mary quite contrary. How does her garden grow? No one's ever been able to fully discover that. And then finally, one over here, we got one of the most horrifying versions of Humpty Dumpty that I've ever seen. I suppose any sentient egg would be horrifying. Enough said about that, Clutch. So out of that big Fairyland magical town room, we got a few more things to peek into. Ooh, we got like, I don't know, this is just gnomes, it looks like, on a Ferris wheel. I think in the past this one has moved, but I'm not seeing it move right now, which is okay. I know it's supposed to move. And then what do we have in here? Just rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Who do you think they be? I think they be lost. And I believe we have made it out of the Fairyland Caverns, back to the real world, where there are no fairylands, but maybe some caverns. What are you saying, Clutch? And now that the Fairyland Caverns is fully complete, we of course exit through the gift shop. So this is pretty sizable gift shop, so I think there's actually a few really cool kind of Sea Rock City things that I gotta point out to you. Got a lot of fun shirts here. They're all somewhere between about 20 and 30 bucks. But one that I really like in particular is just this plain white tee that says Sea Rock City. Rock City is my jam. There is honestly just so much great Rock City stuff. I can't show you it all, but like they have a million good magnets over here. They got some pretty cool kind of retro-ish kind of like mugs and plates and frames over here. Again, I love this that they have like in the snow globe here. They got the waterfall for 15 bucks. Like there's just so much good stuff like everywhere here. A lot of great stickers as well. Like so many things that say Rock City, and this thing spins. So there's even more. There's a lot here. This is great. They got it's the birdhouse, not so much the barn. I'm not saying so much with the barn. They're really leaning into the birdhouse thing here. But there's again just so much great stuff that says Rock City, Sea Rock City on it. I really love this. Like, so because of like the German heritage, they have basically like a little stein that like is Sea Rock City on it. Like it has the little barn or the birdhouse in this case, and like this thing is $27. But like, I love that there's German heritage here, and this is Rock City, and then they have that combination of things here. So this is fantastic. And then for your Christmas ornament needs, they got a million wonderful things here. They got all these Sea Rock Cities. Like now here, look, again, like a birdhouse that looks like a barn. They got the C7 States Rock City up there. Let's see, can you? Yeah, the light's a little bright there. There's so much great stuff here, but something I think is really special. Like you see gnomes everywhere, but again, gnomes have a special place here at Rock City. So like to get like a gnome ornament, and it's again a little hard to see, but it does say Rock City on the top of their heads. The Rock City gnome. Like this is just the gifts you can get here. This is one of the stronger gift shops that I've ever seen for an attraction. And if you didn't want an ornament gnome, they have actual just regular gnomes. These are cool. This one this is $10 for this one, and this big one, this big hefty guy, $22 for this gnome. But it's just so much great stuff. You could even get a gnome on the swing along bridge there. That's awesome. And then if you want a really big gnome, you can take home this guy. Here's some really cool, neat stuff. So like, again, there's a sign here from barns to birdhouses, how it got more popular in birdhouses, but like there's this cool poster here that shows you like all the different, like how it looked on the barn. So you can see like C from 7 states from Rock City, where you can see Rock City, you see the best. Like it's on barns everywhere. And what's cool is you can actually get a book here that like shows you all the different barns that were there. So if you want to like take that home, like a picture book of that's there for you as well. They got some really good stuff here. And possibly close to one of the most fantastic things you can take home is your own birdhouse that says Sea Rock City. And they have it nice and kind of packed up for you, so easy to like take home with you if you're ever going on a plane or anything like that. And so, oh my gosh, just wonderful. Thank you, Rock City. You are doing some incredible stuff here. They got a whole lot of great hats over here that I think are just fantastic. But look at the top, they got one that's actually, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's like in the shape of one of those birdhouses that say Sea Rock City on the side. But even though that has great, I do actually have one other question for you. What do you think about this hat? And that's gonna do it for our time through Rock City. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming along with me. This place was wonderful. Again, I had never been here before. This was a bucket list place for me, and I gotta say, it lived up to the hype for me. It was wonderful, walking through everything at the front, the way it crisscrossed around, all the formations, all the little, like, going through the Needle's Eye, going over the Swing-Along Bridge, Lover's Leap, everything was awesome, and definitely loved going through the Fairyland Caverns, whatever it was called. Can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. I'm just so excited about it, but it was wonderful. Was here for about, I would say, 2 hours, and that was me going a little bit slow, but it was all wonderful. So definitely, you gotta see this place for yourself. The views you get, how it looks in the Fairyland Caverns, you don't really get the full idea until you see it in person. So you really owe it to yourself to get here and see it with your own eyes. Anyway, if you did enjoy this attraction with me, something interesting that I'd love to show you is I love, apparently, well, I know I love roadside attractions or fun attractions out in the wild, but apparently I like ones with rock in the title. This was Rock City, but one of my absolute favorite attractions of all time was the House on the Rock, where I did an ultimate tour there. It's almost 3 hours long. It's a beast, but believe me, it's a lot of fun. You can check that out here, or if you want to see another one, check out the Hole in the Rock. That is another fun thing that you could find out in Utah. But anyway, hopefully I'll see you in one of those. Until then, I will say goodbye. I am still Clutch.